Blessed hearts, can you not see the light dancing, charged with all of the God qualities and the virtues of God's consciousness, streaming forth for you to catch like fireflies on a summer's night? Only this fire, blessed hearts, is self-luminous. It glows from within. Each of these lights carries an engram of the consciousness of God. The mind of God has fashioned it. The heart of God has sent it forth in action. And you have caught it because your vibration has been readied to ingest it. As like attracts like, you have understood that the light that you call forth in your daily devotions to God sets up in your aura, in the fingers of light that stream forth from your own heart flame on each plane of consciousness, the ability to touch the impersonal light of God that is flowing for all, that many times glosses over the vehicles of consciousness of those who are sullied with their human consciousness, that do not have a heart flame that is readied or expanded sufficiently into the outer vehicles to even touch that light, perceive that light, create with that light. When the heart flame knows the presence of God, what a travesty it is to lock it away, having the outer vehicles be a jailer, throwing away the key oft-times in many incarnations, and that heart having to wait until in between embodiments, when it could breathe again, receive the touch of light again from the mighty I Am presence that would have an effect on the outer consciousness. Oh, how most of mankind is living in such a dark age. They know not how glorious is the light of God, how wondrous to behold. Oh, they think they have observed a sunset, or they have seen the reflected light of the moon shining upon the horizon, shimmering. But these lights, blessed hearts, do not begin to hold a candle to one of those sparks of light that I have described. When you take in the light of your God presence, it should so exhilarate your vehicles of consciousness that you are filled with such joy, such anticipation of what the presence of God has for you and what you have received, that it would be worth every inconvenience, every effort to return again and again to that state of being. This, blessed ones, is the path. The longer you stray away from the disciplines of the path that give you that renewed Spirit of God, the greater the fading of the memory of the experience, until such time as there have been those life streams that have once known the fire, the light of God, and have forgotten. So what I, the goddess of light, desire for every son and daughter of God is that they remember the charge of God consciousness. Remember the light streaming forth that would blind their outer sight and bring them into their inner sight of the glory of God. The rays of God consciousness streaming forth from the mighty I Am presence, taking dominion over life and working through the heart flame that expands and unfurls, not unlike the fountain of light that the goddess of liberty has described to you. This blessed heart is a state of being worth every effort that you can take, moving aside all of the miasma that has been adopted in apathy, acceptance of lesser states of consciousness and vibration that have lost sight of the light of God. It is worth moving about all of your responsibilities. The hand of God knows what you are responsible for. If you turn over to your mighty I Am presence for the light to officiate your responsibilities and orchestrate your affairs so that you have the freedom to give the call, to enter the disciplines, to attend to the altar, to come to the conclaves of light at this altar, you will see, miracle of miracles, the mighty I Am presence knows exactly what to achieve that goal that you have desired, for it is a worthy goal. It is a goal that allows your mighty I Am presence greater entree into your life, greater absorption of the light of God into the fabric of everything you touch. Do you doubt for one moment that the hand of God would reorder your life? It certainly would, bringing you into the opportunity. But you must apply yourself. You must invoke the light of God. You must forsake those practices that squander the light, that misuse the light, that are contrary to the truth of cosmic law and the sword Excalibur that has been entrusted to you. The light of God is no respecter of persons. It requires purity. That is why, when I come and stream forth the white light of the mother flame, it allows for all of the God qualities to be presented, because the mother light is the foundation for every action of God to be deposited in these vehicles of consciousness that the threefold flame is entrusted. Then the threefold flame has everything it requires: wisdom, love, will, purity, truth, wholeness, and the sacred fire that is required to ignite these vehicles into that one living flame that is the presence of God, can then be invoked. And you discover that all of the light that streams forth from that one heart flame that is the mighty I Am presence that abides in each plane of consciousness is knitted together in the allness of God, and there is no longer any separation between you in those higher states of vibration than the great I am. And the light streams forth even more, and you wonder how you could possibly stay tethered to the physical body on this earth and touch such a rarefied atmosphere. But that is why the hand of God has fashioned your vehicles of consciousness for you, so that you might have that opportunity to be the light of God at every turn. The dial of the vibration is turned ever so slightly to move from one plane of consciousness to the other, but it never for one moment loses its communion with the heart of God. That vibration is held in harmony. That vibration is the deep peace that you require so that the hand of God may work in your life, so that the light might stream forth, so that you have every divine direction. And yes, blessed ones, you are able to hold fast to the will of God my beloved has described to you, which is all important. The light of God is all about you. Do not let it pass by without calling it in, allowing it to bathe you, refresh you, resurrect and rejuvenate all of your vehicles of consciousness. That is what gives you the staying power to be victorious. Without it, you will weary of the path. You will lose sight of the path. You will drift away from the path. That is assured. And it will require going into the inner retreats during a transition from this incarnation for a time, before you can come back into embodiment and begin again to build up the vehicles of consciousness and to remember how the light is to work in your life, what it feels like, what it acts like, what it accomplishes, and then how to maintain the constancy of the flow of light, so that when you are called to perform any task by your God presence, it is not a stretch of your imagination. You know instantly what you must do. And after a while, it becomes so automatic that you need no longer think of the process. The process is at work before you have even realized it need be called forth. This, blessed hearts, occurs when the disciplines of cosmic law are internalized in the vehicles. When you have mastered certain elements of the elemental forces of nature in your own bodies, when you have allowed your own threefold flame to take Christ's command over situations, and as quickly as you realize that you have learned how, on a particular event, to allow the heart and the mind of God to be at work, you discover you're given a new challenge, a new opportunity, and you must accept that challenge. For after all, you recognize that it is a new opportunity to learn and to gain another mastery and another mastery after that. And before you know it, you will have completed the requirements that your God presence has laid out for you in your many incarnations. And the light of God will stream forth from your heart, and it will begin to accelerate faster and faster and faster, and the white fire of ascension's flame will begin to burn through the kundalini fires, and all of a sudden you will be raised up into that ascension in the light, not unlike those who have gone before. And should you ascend with remaining karma to be balanced from inner levels, then the outer vehicles may take a mortal death, but the flame of God will rise up, and you will continue to balance that remaining karma at inner levels, but you will be able to gain your ascension. Blessed hearts, it has never been so easy. Dispensations that have been granted by the cosmic councils and the lords of karma have come forth because mankind has shown that the propensity to slide into negative cycles is too easy, and therefore we desired to assist you even greater to bring about your victory sooner. So you see, blessed hearts, you have all of the Brotherhood of Light poised and ready to assist you, to be able to make your ascension in the light with 51% of your karma and the fulfillment of all that your mighty I Am Presence desires for you to accomplish is a great feat indeed, for only several hundred years ago was that not the requirement? And 100% of the karma had to be balanced. And then there had to be an amassing of light in the outer vehicles so that the ascension current could take hold. So you see, blessed hearts, you are living in the best of times and the worst of times. Yes, the negativity upon the earth is great, but the opportunity is greater, and you are up to the task of having the light course through you, deposited within your own vehicles of consciousness, so that at any given moment your presence can say, "Let us be away. I have things to do. You have completed your journey." That, blessed hearts, we will all stand and applaud. For all of the cosmos looks on at the earth and is holding the vision of the victory for the sons and daughters of God. They smile on with love, for they know the trials, the initiations that each one goes through, but they also see the end of the road of this particular part of the journey. And what a glorious end it is when you light up the cosmos with the bursting forth of your mighty I Am Presence on the screen of the vision for every cosmic and ascended master to see. And all take that moment to acclaim your victory. It is no small matter. It is not treated lightly. It is given all the respect that you would imagine would come forth from the heart of God, for your labors have been great, Herculean, if you will, but they have been God victorious. So I, the goddess of light, commend you to your victory. I once more bring you a charge of light from my own momentum and my beloved twin flames will of God, that you might have our cosmic light assist you in knowing the light, the will of God, and the victory of your path to the ascension. Let the light so shine that it blinds all that looks upon when you make that ascension. And let it be known far and wide across the earth that you too once walked the earth, and others might follow in your footsteps. And it is a worthy goal of every flame upon the altar of the heart to hold to the highest ideal. The mighty I Am presence is alive with the flame of God that awaits you. I thank you for receiving my light and my beloved's will for God.